Good morning and welcome to Rose Red Homestead. Today's video has very much to do with food security and is our third in our row of videos this week that we're focusing on building up our food storage with things that we normally may not think about that need to be there. And today we're going to answer the question, why store sauerkraut? This is another one in our Why Store series, and it is the first food that we're going to be talking about why we should store this. And we probably won't be doing very many foods, but this is kind of an unusual food, and so we want to add that to our Why Store series. I have had a request to start a playlist that shows all of our Why Store videos. I have not yet done that, but I'm going to. It's on my list to do. So if I get that done in time for this video to be launched, I will link that at the end so that you can see all of the other Why Store videos as well. Now, sauerkraut. Well, first of all, what is it? It's cabbage. It's cabbage and salt, and then the liquid that is squeezed, that is released from the cabbage, which is largely water. And it comes in two forms in your grocery store. You can buy it in the can like this, or you can buy it in the refrigerated section where you get fresh pickles that have been fermented, or this sauerkraut that has been fermented and has not been processed, heat processed. And there's an important reason why this is a better choice than this. Although if we don't have this available, this is also extraordinarily healthy. The reason that we should consider storing in our food storage cans of sauerkraut, or if we have room in our refrigerator, jars of sauerkraut, is because it is a healthy powerhouse. I read several articles on this, and people were just extolling the virtues of sauerkraut and how healthy they are for so many different reasons. And I'm going to kind of run through those, and then we're going to talk about some ways that you can use sauerkraut. We have a video on how to make sauerkraut. I've made sauerkraut before, and one thing to think about is that this is the fresh is the healthiest because it has the living probiotics in it. Once you take the fermented sauerkraut and can it, either home canned or buy it in the can, those probiotics have been killed. It still is very, very healthy, and it's worth storing even in the can. But you can also grow cabbage. Cabbage is pretty easy to grow. Now, I'm an expert of that because, this is the first year I'm ever going to try growing cabbage, so I probably don't know really what I'm saying. Those of you that have grown cabbage need to weigh in on this and talk about whether it is easy. I have read that it's easy to grow, but I have not yet done it. But I'm going to this year for the very reason that I want cabbage. If we no longer have the grocery store available with a variety of things that are in them right now, I want to have cabbage so that I can make sauerkraut. I love sauerkraut. So sauerkraut is very low in calories. It's high in fiber, but its biggest benefit is what it does for our digestion. It is what they call a probiotic powerhouse. It is a fantastic source of beneficial bacteria that contribute to a healthy gut microbiome, aiding digestion and nutrient absorption. So there you go. It is a powerhouse with all of those probiotics in place. Now, what are those probiotics? Well, when we start our cabbage and slice it thin and put it in a jar and dump salt in there and mash it with that salt, well, what is going to be happening is the natural occurring in the air bacteria and yeast are going to get in that jar, and they are going to start acting on the fresh cabbage, and they turn it into sauerkraut ultimately with a very tangy taste, and so the living organisms are the probiotics that do wonderful things for us. Not present here because this has been canned, but it has other things. So now once we leave the probiotics, which is the big thing, then what I'm going to read to you is going to apply to both of these. So then it's way high in fiber, which is really good. It promotes regular bowel movements and helps prevent constipation. And in stressful times, that is an important consideration. It's better to have a food that we can eat to take care of a constipation problem than relying on medication. If we can cure that, ease that with a food, so much the better than taking some kind of medication. It has a lot of vitamin C in it, and so it helps straighten the immune system and helps reduce inflammation. Gut health enhancement, and we've talked about that with the probiotics. Antioxidant rich. It has vitamin C and E, both of which are antioxidants, and it helps protect the body against the oxidative damage. It can aid in weight management because it is high fiber and low calorie, and it can contribute to that feeling of you think you're full when you eat sauerkraut, and so you don't eat so much. In my case, it would be so I don't eat so many potato chips, although I'm still working on that and getting better at that. And then it also can help. Some studies have suggested that it helps with blood sugar regulation, heart health, bone health. So sauerkraut has a very specific taste and texture and a crunch. And what wonderful characteristics those are. And I'm going to blow your mind because I'm going to go through a list of, I don't know, more than a dozen ways that you can use sauerkraut in ways that you may not have even thought about before. And it's very briny, which means it's salty. And so you can even use the brine for some things. You know, in my potato salad, we just celebrated Easter with a big family dinner, and I always make my potato salad, and the secret ingredient is I put pickle juice in it. Well, pickle juice is very briny and very tangy. Guess what you can do with sauerkraut juice? So there you have it. Okay, so let's start going through. Just a reminder that when you buy it in the store, if you buy it in the refrigeration aisle, along with fresh pickles, here's fresh sauerkraut. This has the probiotics, and this needs to be kept under refrigeration. Otherwise, it can go bad. These you can have on your shelf for 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, and when you open them, they stay like this one does. They stay good in your refrigerator for weeks and weeks. Let's start going through some ways that we can use sauerkraut that you may not have thought of before. It is a fabulous side to grilled protein. So you want to grill fish, grill beef, grill hamburgers, grill whatever. Just add a little bit of sauerkraut to the side, and pork chops and bratwurst, those kinds of things go especially well with sauerkraut. It's also wonderful for steaks and for chicken and fish too. So try that. Try adding a little sauerkraut to the plate when you are serving grilled protein of some kind. Dips, it works well with dips. A dash of its brine into cold dips, or to give it a little bit of texture, add some of the sauerkraut as well. For salad dressing, again, that briny liquid, it is delicious in salad dressings. And, you know, in place of vinegar, you can use sauerkraut brine. Then I've already mentioned potato salad. Pasta salad works great with sauerkraut. It provides, quote, a uniquely fresh and crisp element to your pasta salad. These days, we put anything on toast. We talked in an earlier video about putting white beans on toast. We've done a video on avocado toast. And so let's add sauerkraut to that list as well. You can just spread a piece of toast with some sauerkraut or drizzle some of its brine, and it is a great complement with your toast. All kinds of sandwiches. We recently did a video on Reuben sandwiches for St. Patrick's Day, and we used sauerkraut. But don't just limit yourself to Reuben sandwiches. Put some sauerkraut in with your grilled cheese, or it also goes really well with a tuna sandwich as well. It makes a nice side along with rice. It complements rice really well. Rice is a little bit bland, and then right next to it is that yummy sauerkraut that gives quite a punch. Then it works in tuna salad, egg salad, chicken salad, all of those. Add a little bit of sauerkraut there for a very interesting flavor taste. Then you can use it in desserts, especially chocolate cake. Think zucchini added to chocolate cake. Well, sauerkraut added to chocolate cake as well. Smoothies works for smoothies and adds your probiotics right there if you've got the fresh. And then also, if you brine your chicken or turkey before you cook it, however you might want to cook it, you can use the sauerkraut brine for doing that as well. And then the last thing that it mentions is soup and salad toppers, tangy and salty flavor to both fresh salads and comforting soups, while adding all of the benefits. Add a forkful on top of a salad or on top of a soup. So those are just some of the things that you can do with sauerkraut. If you start looking for recipes online, you will find lots and lots of recipes. So this is definitely something that we are adding to that we have added to our food storage shelves. We use the cans. I usually keep a jar in the refrigerator, but I love having the cans on backup. And then this year, if I am successful in growing my own cabbage, I will be making some sauerkraut with that as well. I've never canned sauerkraut. I've always left it in the refrigerator and eaten it fresh until it's just all gone. I love it. My favorite thing, of course, is hot dogs with mustard. So anyway, I'm now thinking, my mouth is watering, but that's a good thing. So hopefully this will give you another idea of something that you can add to your food storage shelves that will bring a different taste and texture to something that if things really go south, we're going to want to lift our spirits with foods that give us a lift, and sauerkraut certainly does fall into that category. If you have other ways that you use sauerkraut or any other comments on making your own sauerkraut, please be sure to add them below so that we can have our learning community is where we all participate. We love the distributed expertise is how we call it. Jim and I have a lot of expertise, but we have a lot of areas where we have zero expertise, and that's where you all come in as well, is to share your expertise. And don't say, well, I'm not an expert at anything, because that is not true. We all have areas that we just really shine in, things that we love to do and that we have done well and successfully, even if it's just for our own selves. Well, don't be bashful. Share, so that we can all learn together and benefit from one another's expertise. So thanks so much for being with us, and we will see you soon for more videos.